We've been looking at the World Cup. We've been looking at what Rishi had to say at the CBI conference. There's a story which also caught our eye this morning about working on the moon. We're all a bit sick of this country right now, aren't we? I think that seems like a blooming brilliant idea, Liam Halligan. Would you like to go and work on the moon?
Well, the Cold War's back, so everyone's talking about space travel again, aren't they? This is the story about Howard Who. He's the head of the US agency's Orion lunar spacecraft program. And the Artemis rocket, as we speak, it's 98 metres long. It's currently heading for the moon. It's going within 60 miles of the moon. It's not actually landing.
Right.
It's designed for people, but it hasn't got people in it. It's got three kind of stuffed dummies, like crash test...
This is a test drive, really.
test dummies. And it's going to travel 1.3 million miles on this round trip and take 25 days before crashing back into the Pacific. And when it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere, I love this stuff, when it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere, it's going to be going 25,000 miles an hour.
Oh,
crikey! And the temperature on its heat shield as it re-enters the atmosphere is expected, when it splashes down off the coast of San Diego, it's expected to be 2,800 degrees centigrade. Unbelievable.
So that's in the next 10 years. They say that people are going to be working on the moon.
Yeah, working for how many days? 25? No.
It'd be like the Jetsons.
2 months.
Do you remember the
By
Jetsons?
2030, apparently, we could be able to live on the moon for lengthy periods, according to this NASA official.
Like the clangers.
Your mate Howard Hugh. Yeah. Apparently, when this Artemis rocket took off with tonight, it's a historic day for human space flight.
Even though there's no humans in it.
Not bothered. And then we're all going to apparently be living on the moon.
I said 2 months. So it's like a holiday home, really, isn't it? You go off for the summer. There's nothing
there to do.
But it's fascinating, though. It's still fascinating.
Well, I think you have to be very worried. I reckon aliens are on the moon.
You're a big alien fan, aren't you, Jess?
Yes, huge.
Didn't you have an encounter?
Yes, I saw a UFO in Brazil. Proper UFO.
Had drink been taken?
No. No, definitely. Everybody always asks me that.
No, I'm really fascinated with this.
What did you see?
My ex-husband said, Joe, get out here, come and see something weird in the sky. And it was about 11 o'clock at night.
Was this Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
He hadn't been drinking or imbibing any...
He most probably had been drinking. So I came, because we were packing, we were leaving the next day, that had the kids and everything. And I went out and I saw this craft with lights coming down onto the sea, without a doubt. And I stood there, and Ronnie ran in to get his glasses, and as I watched it, it lifted up, went to the right, and then shot across the sky at a speed I'd never seen.
Wow.
And I stood there and went, oh, my God, I've just seen a UFO. It was so real.
Yeah.
And you've never had anybody from that part of the world be able to explain it in geographical...
No, so the next day, we get on the plane to go back to Sao Paulo, and we pick up the paper, and it said UFO invaders Brasilia, and hundreds of people had seen the same thing. So I knew I wasn't mad, you know. And
it was never explained.
And since then, I've been completely obsessed.
You host a podcast about it, don't you, where you interview people about their stories of extraterrestrial
and
life.
lots of people that I've interviewed have said there are definitely aliens on the moon.
We are not alone.
On the moon, so on the moon as well.
Yes.
So presumably, if these guys are up there, they're going to find out.
One of the astronauts said something like, they're watching us, or we're not alone, years ago. So, I mean, why wouldn't they be there? There might be some sort of treasure there, that gold or something.
We've come so far, though. It's not so
I have nothing.
It's not so far-fetched. Obviously, there's space tourism now. The big question for me is whether or not the state should be paying for space travel, or if we should leave it to the sort of tech giants and the billionaires.
Let's leave it to the billionaires.
So
Yeah, leave it to the billionaires. It's a billionaire sort of playground, isn't it? I mean, I'm not expecting.
It's becoming a real... The space race, though, it's expanding. We've got rockets taking off from Newquay in Cornwall quite soon.
Well, I think they're going to monetise it, though, aren't they? It's going to become I don't know.
Cornwall's not a vertical rocket. It's spacecraft that are strapped to conventional airlines. But yeah, the UK's got a space programme. Obviously, India's got a space programme. China's got a space programme.